Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. In today we'll be treating the very first of its kind, the Chronicles of the Pastor's Child. And we'll be looking into the pastor's child in the family. I remain my humble self, Victoria. Now, talking about the pastor's child in the family, first of all, we have to look into who is a pastor's child. Now, we already know who a pastor is. A pastor is one who is a minister, a shepherd of a flock, a spiritual head over a flock. To some, it can also be called a minister or a priest for the Orthodox churches. Now, when you talk about who is a pastor's child, commonly it will be seen that a pastor's child is one who is the biological child of a pastor. But also, a pastor's child can also move outside the biological child of a pastor to one who is being adopted by a pastor. A child adopted by a pastor is also a pastor's child. And also, a child who had the privilege of being trained by a pastor is not biological. Neither is the child adopted, but was trained and groomed by a pastor. That person also falls under the category of a pastor's child. Now, we go further to talk about the pastor's child in a family. Now, when you're talking about the pastor's child in the family, we already know the family is the first stage of socialization. It's the beginning of socialization, and it holds an important role or plays an important role in the life of every individual and in our society. Now, why am I saying, or why are we treating first the pastor's child in the family? It's because that is where the child is being molded to become who he or she is. Now, the family now is not supposed to be, apart from what the family is all about, the family is not supposed to be the only environment where the pastor's child experiences the spiritual life only. But the family is supposed to be a bedrock where the child experiences social life, emotional life, and also the spiritual life. Also, family is also a bedrock where the child has academical support from. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up all this is that most of our parents or parents who are pastors have made the mistake of giving more time to their flocks. In my own point of view, I'll say that both is supposed to be balanced, like where you have a scaling weight. No one should be below the other. It should be a balance. So this is also something that pastors should create for their children. Now, the family time, in the family there should be family time. And family time is not only about spiritual time, what I mean when they come and do morning prayers or altar prayers, maybe in the morning, as I said, morning prayers, or in the evening, night prayers. No, but there should be also other times. Family time, too, in my own definition, is called bonding time. And a lot of pastors, from my own experience, it was after a while that my parents got to understand that importance. It wasn't their fault, no, but because of the responsibility that comes with being a pastor and handling a flock, due to their tight schedule, they sometimes make a mistake of not also remembering that they are not just their first responsibility. It's not just their flock. No. Other responsibility that they have, to me, that is also another first responsibility, is that of their family, their children. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he grows, will not depart from it. Most times, the pastors leave the training of their children down to only spiritual aspect. The only time they spend with them is in the time of praying. Now, back to what I said, that the family time is the bonding time. It's time when bonding times can be things that can bring up about the bonding time. Family time is bonding time, as I said, which is also another name. You can call it game time. You can also call it movie time. You can also call it discussion time. In fact, there's even one I love so much that my parents started doing later on, but I wish they did it more. Story time. They form a habit of trying to pick movies, normal movies we watch. They try to bring moral lessons that might not even be in the movie to relate it to the scriptures. It seems so funny. Sometimes it made us feel we already were expecting it. We know they will do that. So most time we wish they were not there watching the movie with us. But somehow when you look back, that is their own little way of trying to connect with us. Though they started a bit late, I wish they started it early, but I was grateful for those little moments they spent. So back to what I was saying. The family should always, parents, pastors, and their wives, who, unlike the Orthodox churches who you say the pastor, they're just reverend fathers, they don't have a family. But for those who have families, who are married, should also remember that their responsibility is not only to their flock, but also with their children. So they should learn to create a balance and create more room for family time. Also now, when you talk about the family time, you also look about the aspect of parenting. Parents, it's good and lovely that the parents should not have a pessimistic parenting, that is a laissez-faire parenting. It's not really good. It's also lovely if the parenting is I won't call it autocratic, but authoritative, kind of. In fact, more like when you have a parent that is a disciplinarian, it's good. It's very good. It helps in shaping it. But one aspect I want to add that most parents of the pastor children sometimes forget is it is good that the child also, one of the parents, if two of them cannot work it, if one is a disciplinarian, one also could also be a disciplinarian, but should also be a friend. That's pastors and their wives should develop the habit of bringing their children, the pastor's child, closer to them so they can have friends in their own home. The pastor's child, for those who their parents might be too busy, who have siblings, because some also have siblings, the friendship should be among themselves as siblings. If the parents are not available, they should develop it that the children bond. It helps in them expressing themselves. Being that, to me, the pastor's role is more like a priestly royal role. What do I mean by priestly royal role? Is that the pastor's child is expected to behave in an orderly manner. That is what the society there's already a thin line of what the society expects a pastor's child to be and how the pastor's child should behave. So most times they have a lot of things bottled up, they don't know how to express. But when you have a relationship of your child, you're not just a disciplinarian, but also a friend. It enables the pastor's child, the child of a pastor, to be able to come up and open up and say, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling, what do you think about it? And not only expecting their parents to immediately jump into spiritual advice. That is the only answer they have is spiritual, so most times they will avoid coming there, no. But relating with them, creating a bond. So, as I said, the family, which is the bedrock, it's important that the pastor's home is a home that gives the child of a pastor all these benefits together. It helps in building them to become a better person or to become a better version of who they are. That has made a lot of people have, what will I call that word? A lot of negative point of views about pastor children. Exactly, now I've gotten the word stereotype. That most pastor children don't turn out the way their parents are, or a disgrace to their parents called pastors. The family time should be one that has or touches all this to help change that stereotype and make the world a better place. Because pastor children definitely are also part of the pacesetters in the world. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification button, share. Then also I would like you to, through the comment section, tell us more about what you want us to say more and discuss more. Give us your view about the pastor's child in the family. And also, we also love it if you can tell us your mind. Thank you and remain blessed. Until next time.